Good evening friends, welcome to PDF for Exams YouTube channel. Today is day 19, we are learning geography and this is last topic of geomorphology, that is landform. In this video we will be learning about landforms and its evolution. That means what are landforms and how did they evolve. Before starting the topic you should know what is a landform. So when you see a political map, there are two kinds of map, one is political map and one is physical map. So when you see a political map or a political globe, it might seem that our earth has a flat surface. That means everywhere the surface is even. But when you see a physical map which represent various type of landform, that is lakes and rivers are not landform, but they help or they have tendencies to form different kind of landforms. So different kind of landform might be a mountain, plain area, and separate different kind of mountains. So these would be kind of landforms which are formed by several kind of agents. So there are many factors responsible for formation of different landforms. So the uneven surface on the earth surface which differ from each other, they would be called as landforms. For example, mountain, it is a kind of landform. A plain area, it is a kind of landform. A sand or desert is a kind of landform. So these are different kind of landforms, and these landforms are made or are formed by or evolved due to several kind of reasons, or there are several factors which are responsible for formation of these landforms. So those factors may be the running water, groundwater, glacier, wave, current, wind, plate tectonic, climate, ocean movement. So there are many factors which are responsible for formation of landform, and basically there are two kind of landform or two process of formation of any landform. They are either by erosion could be a type or a method by which a landform is made, and the other could be deposition. So in every case whatever we learn, that is running water, groundwater, glacier, waves, current, wind, in these we will see the landform which are formed either by erosional method or by depositional method. Erosion, you understand what is mean by erosion. Erosion means simply when there is some object is here and the other object or other agent, when it strikes to this body, and due to this external force some part of this first body erodes or moves out or splits from this body. This is called erosion. Whereas deposition means when this body or the second body or river, it might be a river, it might be rain, it might be water, whenever it is carrying some body with it, it might deposit or place that body at some place. So that deposition or collection of that particles, that is called deposition, and a landform might form due to that case. So these are two kind of or the process of formation of landform, that is erosion and deposition. So we'll start landform which are formed by running water. So what are running water? So on a planet Earth, the simplest form of running water is a river. A river, we have several water bodies like river, oceans, pond, lakes. There are many water bodies, but out of these water body, only river is the one which travel throughout its life. For example, whenever from its initiation till it end, it travels. From where does the river originate? So generally it originates from a mountain. And where does it sink? It sinks in a sea, or it meets at a sea or ocean. So this is the complete life of a river. It starts from the source like mountains and all, it moves through certain plains, flood, and ultimately it goes to the sea. So it has various stages. The movement of river has various stages which are categorized into three categories. The first stage would be called the upper course, the second stage would be called middle course, and the third stage will be called lower course. The other names of these courses are the youth, mature, and old. These are the other name or stages of the river flowing or flowing river. So what happened at every stage, different kind of landforms are formed. For example, when a river is in its youth stage, when you are at youth stage, when you are young and dynamic, what are your characteristics? Whenever boy or girl is young, they have more energy, they have more power, they can either use it for construction or destruction. If you go and fight with somewhere, might be destruction in nature, and you might form different cases. So similarly, when a river is young, it has lots of energy within it. So in its youth stage, a river forms or falls or originates from a mountain. So whenever it forms or flows from a mountain, it has lots of energy and it can cut a mountain into any shape. So generally what happens, if any river is flowing. So if these are the mountain, and if any river is flowing, started flowing from this place, so when it will start flowing from this place, it will form a area or a place for its movement. It can't flow anywhere. If it start flowing anywhere, that means if this is the entire mountain and river originates from here, and if start flowing from in every direction, the intensity or the flow of river would not be good, and it won't be called as a river. It flows, it initiates from here and start making place for itself. It start making room for itself for its movement, and that place or that room for its movement is called V-shaped valley. It doesn't start with V-shaped valley, actually starts with gorges, and there are many other landforms which are formed during the youth stage of the river, but ultimately it forms a V-shaped valley through which rivers originate or flows in youth. This is a very important landform which is formed by river in its youth stage. Later on in middle course, and what are the characteristic of river in youth stage? Whenever a river is in youth stage, it won't be integrated. Integration means there would be several kind of, so if this is a mountain, a river might originate from here, so it won't call a river here itself. When it moves little further, and many streams move little further, and when they integrate from here, it forms a bigger river. Here it may be a river, but not very huge or large in nature. So integration is very low here. In youth stage, the integration of rivers is very low, whereas when it moves in other state, that is maturity, over here the integration becomes very high as compared to the other. Okay, so let's see what are the landform formed. First is a valley, which we have already discussed how a valley is formed. Next landform is a pothole and plunged pool. So what are these potholes? So whenever any river or any body flows from one place to other, so if we consider this as a mountain and a river has originated from this place, so what will happen when river will originate and water will start flowing? So when water start flowing, it will fall somewhere, because the mountains are vertical, not vertical, but they are inclined, but water doesn't fall or move along this basin. It might fall vertically. Whenever it falls vertically and hit the ground or hit the base wherever it is reaching, at that place it will start making a hole kind of person. Whenever, if we during rainy season, if you are in villages and there is a teen shade, if you have observed it, whenever there is teen shade and water is falling through this teen stage, and whenever it drops on ground, it makes a circular hole, small holes it makes. So this kind of formation is made during the fall of this river also. This makes a huge hole because this is a river. In that case, these were just droplets of rainwater, but here it is a river, so it makes a huge hole over here. So these are called potholes. And after making of these potholes, this river also carries few sediments with it, sediments like small pebbles, rock, boulders, whatever it carries through it from the mountain. Due to the erosion, it goes and get deposited over here. And while in the process of this movement, when water continuously moves, for example, this is a pothole, and here we have lots of gravels, pebbles, stones, and when water comes through it, these stones also move along with the water, and they form a circular motion over here. Like this, water will come down, it will form circular motion and move out, form circular motion and move out. So this will increase the depth and the area of this hole, and that will call as plunge pool. Earlier it was pothole, and after erosional process of these potholes, with the help of pebbles and stone and river water, this forms an plunge pool. So this is what we call potholes and plunge pool. Next is incised and entrenched meanders. Now what are these meanders? So to understand this meander, if you have to take example of snakes. So whenever you have seen a snake, how does a snake moves? It moves like this. Similarly, whenever a river comes in its maturity stage, it start moving in this way, because the height of water has decreased. Sorry, not height of water, the slope has decreased. So in its youth stage, the slope was very steep, but when it's moved further in plane, you can see the slope, it is lesser than the slope at earlier stage. So that's why river started flowing in different direction to maintain its speed. And during this process, it has got several erosional effect. How does it erode? See, if this is a river, what will happen when this river is coming from this side and it will strike this portion? So this will erode the portion of this place and start depositing at the other end, and again it will erode the layer from this position and start depositing in at the end. So because of this, it forms a snake-like structure which is called meander. And a very important landform which is formed during this meander is, we'll see this later in the image. Just a minute, let me find the image. Here it is the image. Meander has been explained over here also. So what happens when the water is flowing this way? If water is flowing like a snake, and after some period of time, what happens, the water starts flowing straight and it cuts this section. Or it can happen over here, it can happen over here also. When a river will change its course, instead of moving this way, when it's start moving straight, this will form a oxbow lake. So this is also important feature which you need to know. During the flow of river in meander or meandering of river, it forms an important water body that is called oxbow lake. Okay. And what are the other landforms which are formed? River traces. Now what do you understand by traces? Traces means the remain of or the leftover part of something. So in case of river, when we know there are certain conditions when there is lots of water in a river, and there are certain conditions when water layer or amount of water reduces in a river. We can see the changes due to the climate. Like in summer season, the amount of water is less. In winter season or rainy season, the amount of water in the riverbed is more. So you can see the traces over here. During the floodplain or during the flood or during the rainy season, the water flows through entire area. If you have a river near your place, you can go and see that during rainy season the water, there is most amount of water present in the river, but during summer season the water reduces, but there are several traces or several layers formed through which the river was flowing. So those landforms are called river traces. Next is alluvial fan. What are these alluvial fans? So the cone shaped deposit. So whenever river is flowing, it will obviously carry some sediments with it, and when it moves to the surface or when it reaches the surface, starting from the mountain, it will reach or fall to the ground, and when it falls to the ground, it deposits that sediment whatever it carries and in a funnel shape, and that is called alluvial fan. Next is deltas. Now what are these deltas? You might have heard about this delta in mathematics also. Delta means a triangular shape. It has its significance in maths and many other subjects, but this is just a shape which is considered over here. So whenever river originates from a mountain and ends or submerge or sinks into an ocean, during sinking into ocean, it forms a delta or a triangle shaped structure. Why does this called triangle shaped structure? Because it carries many sediments, and while till the end of its course, the sediments become smaller and smaller, because it doesn't have the speed to carry the huge amount or high mass of the sediments. So at the end, the sediments amount is, or the sediment weight is lighter, and that's why it get deposited into a form of triangle at the end of the sinking of the river, which is called as delta. So the biggest delta in our world is Sundarban Delta. You might have heard about this in Bay of Bengal. There are many rivers submerge or sink into the Bay of Bengal sea. So these are the delta. Next is floodplain. Now what is this floodplain? So again, this is similarly to the river traces. So what happened during the during the rainy season, the amount of water move up beyond the course of the river. For example, if river was flowing in normal condition in this area, but during the floodplain, what happens, the river amount of water increases and the water goes beyond this course or the path of the river, and it submerges the entire region. But when it dries, the region which is left, that is called the floodplain. So this region is called the floodplain. Okay. Next is meander. Meander we have already discussed. Okay. Now landforms made by the groundwater. Now there are several conditions. It's not necessary that water will flow on the surface only, but there are several places where rocks are permeable. So these are the conditions when groundwater river flows. What are these? When rocks are permeable, thinly bedded and highly jointed cracks are found. In this case, what happened? Water will percolate through the ground and start flowing underground. So if water is coming, let's take an example. See, this is mountain. From here water is coming and it is flowing, and wherever it is found this kind of structure, wherever rocks are permeable, that means rocks are porous, thin bedded beds are very thin. So what will water do? This will submerge, or this will percolate through this area and start flowing downwards, and again it will come out in later stage it will come out, but for some time, some period of distance or some distance, it will flow underground. So during flowing underground, several kind of topographies or landforms are formed. So what are those topography or landform? Let's see. So pool, sinkhole, lapis, limestone, pavement. These are the landforms which are generally formed by the underground water, and these are just formed because the stones or the rocks which are present underground, they are soluble in nature. Like a limestone. So when they get dissolved in water, all the landform or all the rocks which are present underground won't be water soluble. Few will be water soluble, whereas few will won't get soluble in water. So the part which is soluble in water will get dissolved in water, and that will be empty. So you can see over here, so these area from where water flowed, so these area might be soluble or they got dissolved in water, that's why it forms spaces between these rocks. So these kind of landforms are called lapis. So similarly, various kind of landforms of caves can be formed, depositional landform can be formed. So you can see in many movies you might have seen these kind of structure when there are several caves, underground caves are found, and water is flowing through throughout this cave. So these are the pillars. So there are like these part will be called as pillars, stegmites. So whenever these pillars get shortened, or these will be called stegmites. So various kind of landform are formed due to erosion effect of water flowing underground. Okay. Next is landform made by wind. Again, as I said in the beginning, that two kind of landforms are formed generally. One is by the erosional process and the other is by depositional process. So wind itself doesn't form any kind of landform. It carries small rock particles or any sand particles which helps to erode the mountains or other landforms. So for example, if here there is a mountain and wind is blowing, so wind won't erode this mountain itself, but it will carry small dust particles, sand particles, which will erode or get rubbed through these mountains, and this will carry away these few particles, the particles which are lighter in weight or easily erodible. They will be carried away by winds, and several structure, a different kind of structure would be formed, and these would be called as erosional effect of wind. So what are these kind of landforms formed? So first is yardungs. So these, you can see the example itself over here, how are these yardungs looks. So whenever there are mountains or rocks present, so if just a minute, so if this is a mountain, you can see over here, these are the mountain, and in these mountain what happens, when the layers of mountain, the vertical layers of mountain, not horizontal but the vertical layers of mountain are in such a way that this consists of a hard rock, this consists of a soft rock, this might be a hard rock, this might be a soft rock. So this rock which is soft in nature, they will be eroded by the help of wind, and the hard rock will remain. That will be formed as yardung. So you can see the in image also. So these are the rocks which were hard in nature, that's why they are remaining over here, whereas the rocks which were lighter or softer in nature, they got eroded and carried away by winds, and hence these formed as yardungs. Next is zwang. Now the rock structure, now in a huge area, so you can see these will be located near to each other. These zwang are similar kind of yardung only, but they will be single. So for example, in a huge area, if such a rock is present in which the lower body is softer in nature, whereas the upper body is harder in nature, this is generally found, and the landform which is formed by erosion of these, the erosion of the land or the mountain surrounding it is eroded, whereas this remaining part is still left. So this type of landform is called as zwang. Now playas, deflation, hollow cave. So these are the other landform which are formed. What are these playas? So when there are several mountains standing next to each other, and the landform or the water body which is found at the bottom of between the two mountains, so this is called as playas. It's a kind of lake which is formed between the two mountains in the valley, not in the valley actually, but between the two mountains. When a lake is found, that could be called as playas. Hollow caves, mushroom, table, pedestal. Now mushroom, you know what is mushroom. Mushrooms are shaped like this. So whenever in a land or whenever in an area where in yardung, what we saw, the arrangement of mountain could be vertically. That means vertically this was hard, this was soft, and the other was hard and soft, so on. But in case of mushrooms, what happened, the lower layer of the mountain or whatever a land area is being eroded is softer in nature, whereas the upper part is harder in nature, and it get eroded in such a way that it forms a shape of mushroom. That type of landform is called mushroom, table, or pedestal rock. Caves, again the caves are also same. For example, this is a mountain, and in this mountain there were certain areas which were softer or they're made of mud. So whenever wind will blow, it will just carry away or move away this part again and again. The again moving of this process will form a cave in this mountain, and that will be called deflation hollow and caves. Now depositional landform, the other type of landform which can be made by movement of these agents are depositional. Depositional means they will deposit few mud or sand or whatever the sediments they are carried away by the wind. They will form several kinds of landform. The first kind of landform which are formed by depositional of wind are called ripples. Now what are ripples? You can see on the sand, you might have seen this type of structure on sand if you might have ever visited in sand area, or in water whenever there is a water body, and if you have seen a drop, when a drop is dropped in this water body, what happens? Several kind of movement starts. So similar kind of landform is formed on sand due to the deposition of sand particle after the movement of wind. They are called as ripples. Next is dunes, sand dunes. These are very popular, and you might have already heard what are these dunes. So whenever so for example, lots of sand is over here, wind blows and it carries away sand from with it and start depositing. So wind and any source of energy has some power with them, and whenever they start carrying sand with them and deposit at some place, and they form these kind of structure, they are getting deposited over here, they are getting deposited again and again here, and this will ultimately form a dune. It's a kind of sand mountain, you can say. Next is crescent shaped dunes and barkans. So these, what are these barkan? These are also sand dunes, but the difference in between sand dune and these barkans are that these will have a shape this way. That means it will have a steep slope at the other side, whereas the gentle slope in the direction of wind. Wind is flowing in this direction, it is carrying away all the sand and depositing it over here again and again, and it ultimately has two wings and forms a sand dune, which is called a barkan dune. And next is safe. So safes are also very similar to sand dunes only, but the difference is that in the direction of the wind, opposite to direction of wind, the layer would be vertical in nature. See over here, it is vertical in nature and wind is blowing in this direction. That means there might be some obstruction or restriction or any kind of agent because of which the wind carries sand with it and they start depositing, and the other end of the side or dunes becomes vertical or perpendicular to the land. So this is called traverse dune. Other is coastal landform. What are the coastal landform? Coastal means the land area next to the sea. So this is land, and next to this sea is flowing. For example, beaches are also coastal landform. So there are several kind of landforms which are formed in the coastal area. What are those landforms which are formed in coastal area? We'll see and understand by image. So as I said, there could be formed in coastal landform. It can be formed coastline of emergence and coastline of submergence. Emergence and submergence. Submergence means the landform which are formed under the water, and emergence means which are formed above the water. Emergence, submergence means by this. So let's see what are these erosional coastal landforms. So because of these original landforms of coastal, cliffs, terrace, caves and stacks are formed. So how and when they are formed? So for example, this is a land area, and here we had lots of sea or lots of water in the ocean. So when this ocean, how this ocean moves, if you have seen in movies, the ocean has its own current. It moves, it comes till near the ocean, near the land, and it goes back. It comes. So there are shores, there are several sea waves in the sea. So these sea waves strike the land and goes back, again strikes the land and go back. So this kind or this movement of seas or ocean forms erosional kind of landform. So first the crack will start forming in the landform, and after once this crack is formed, it will start making a cave, because this continuously movement of this water will form this cave, and when it continues, it forms a space over here. The caves break through headland, forming a natural arc. An arc is made in this cave because it keeps on striking the land again and again. and once it continues after this, what happens, this area will get weaker and it will get detached with the land, the main landform. It will get detached from that part and it would be kind of a cliff. Cliff means a kind of tower. And again, after continuous movement of water above this, only a little part of this would be remaining and will be called a stump. So these are the landform which are made or caused or designed by the erosional coastal of landform. Next is depositional landform. So there are several landforms which are formed by deposition of sea waves on the coastal area. So you can see an example or the image itself. Several kinds of islands can be formed. So for example, this sea carries lots of sand with it and start depositing over here. It goes back and start depositing over here. So it can form a kind of island, a barrier island. Barrier island means some water might get collected on the other side of this barrier. Lagoons are these small water bodies which are part of the seas only, but they are not directly connected. That means some or the other land barrier is present between this main sea and this water lagoon. Beaches are also formed in this way. Tambolos, Petan, you can see all these images in the images itself what kind of landforms are formed due to depositional of sea waves. Next and last type of landform which are formed by glaciers. Now again, glaciers will have a erosional kind of landform as well as depositional kind of landform. Erosion means what? Whenever water or glaciers, where are these glaciers present? These glaciers are present in the mountain. Okay, in mountain, glacier or sheets of ice are present. So whenever they start moving or whenever they start moving from upwards to downwards, they will form several kind of landforms. So for example, over here you can see if these ice sheets start moving from the peak, they will move and erode the bottom, the bed of the mountain, and that erosional or movement of this ice will form that a circular erosion at the bottom of the mountain, a bowl shape, that will be called as circus. Next is horn. So when these ice or the glaciers start eroding from all direction of the mountain. So for example, this is a mountain and these ice sheets start eroding from every side. So this mountain, earlier it was in a pyramid shape. When erosion took place, this started forming a, just a minute. Yes. So when this erosion started taking place from all four directions of the mountain, it formed a peak of that mountain, and that peak is little pointed. That's why it is called a horn. So the other form of landform by erosional effect of these glacier forms in horn. Next is eritus and calls in glacier valley. Valley, we understand what is valley and what are these eritus. So this eritus are nothing but whenever the ice start eroding from two sides of mountain. So if this is a mountain and they are three dimensional, okay, whenever ice start moving from this side and as well as from this side, so it forms an peak or an higher raised mountain in the third side, that is called as erites. Other form of landform due to depositional work of these ice or glaciers. So in case of winds and rivers, we had different kind of sediments. They were pebbles, rock, boulders, but in case of these glaciers, we have moraines. Moraines are nothing but the depositions which are carried away by these glaciers. So due to this deposition of these moraines, several kind of landforms are formed. So these moraines could be of ground, lateral and terminal. How? So let's take an example. So let us consider this is a glacier moving. Okay, so when it erodes from the side, and carries sediments or carries moraines with it, they will be called as ground moraines. From the base, when they carry the moraines or the sediments from the base, they will be called as ground moraines. Whereas when they start eroding from the laterals, from lateral means from the sides, when we start eroding from the sides and carry moraines with them, they will be called as lateral moraines. Whereas moving forward, a glacier is moving forward, so it will erode the place in front of it. in this case it will erode this area also. So this will be called as terminal moraines. So this movement of these moraines will cause formation of several kind of landforms. Okay, so let's see what are those landforms which are formed due to movement of these. So first is drumlin. What are this drumlin? So these are elongated hill lodgement till they are typically wider and higher in direction from which the glaciers flowed. The elongation direction is parallel to the glacial flow direction. So as I said, there was an terminal moraine. So during the movement of these moraines in forward direction, they will form a landform. So this is a mountain. If this glacier is moving in forward direction, so the landform formed due to movement of this, it forms an drumlin. Next is eskers. So what are these eskers? So as we know, glaciers carry sediments with it which are called moraines. So these moraines can be of different size. So these can be the higher, bigger size. So it will first deposit the moraines of bigger side, then the smaller size, and continuously it will deposit smaller size and more smaller size. So what will happen? It will form a structure kind of deposition. It will be structured, means wall type. First the heavier, then smaller, then more smaller, and the smallest. So it forms a structured form of deposition, and this structured form of deposition is called eskers. Okay, and then next is outwash plain. So outwash plains are nothing but when the water or the glacier starts melting and they carry these sediments along with them and form a different plain, that would be called as outwash plain. Next is kettle, and this was the last kind of landform which are formed. So when glaciers are rapidly retarding, numerous block of ice can become detached from main body of the glacier. So kettles are nothing. What happened? See, all glaciers are there are ices which melt, and there are some ice which are called as dead ice. There are some glaciers which are called as dead glaciers. Dead means the ice is not dead, but there is no movement in those glaciers. That's why they are called as dead glaciers. So whenever these glaciers start melting, and due to melting of those glaciers, there are several kind of sediments present in that glacier, and deposition of those kind of sediments would form an kettle. So this is all about the landforms which are formed by several agents. So in this video we saw that there are two kind of process in which landforms are formed, which are erosional process or depositional process. So these are the two processes by which landforms are formed, and there are various factors which are responsible, like climate, tectonic plates, and many other factors which are responsible for formation of this landform. And our Earth's surface is uneven, and there are several kind of landform present on the Earth's surface. The agents which are responsible for formation of these landform would be wind, river, glacier, coastal. So these were the agents or type of erosion or the agents which are responsible for formation of landform. So that's all for today's video. I hope you have understood the formation of landform. If you have any issues, you can always ask in the comment box. I will try to answer them in next video. So see you tomorrow with a new topic, that is climatology, and I hope that will be more interesting than these topics, because these were not conceptual topics. These were just topics which you need to read. But from next topic, that is in climatology, I hope I will be able to explain more clearly and you will get good concept. Thank you for watching. See you in next video. Till then, goodbye.